What's up, guys? I'm back. It's your boy Don, and I'm back to do my Real Housewives of Potomac season 8, episode 2. I had to think about it. Episode 2. Personally, not really much going on in this episode. Kind of fell pretty flat till the end for the most part, but here we are. So we're gonna keep it rolling. So we jump in with Ashley and Sheila. Ashley's shopping, getting plants and stuff for her housewarming. Sheila's pretty much getting an update on everything that's going on in Ashley's life, what she's doing, status of her and Michael, the house, all of that stuff. And one of the first things Sheila brings up is the lawsuit with Michael and Candace. Kind of where does that stand? What's going on? Is he going to continue to sue her? And Ashley says she doesn't know anything about that. All the information she gets is either through the blogs or she doesn't know anything, which for a second I was like, that's hard to believe. But then I thought about who we're dealing with. We're talking about Michael Darby. I 100% believe Ashley in that regard, that she probably doesn't know anything. But she says that that situation has nothing to do with her. And that's the part that bothered me about this scene. The only reason Michael and Candace have any interaction is because of you, Ashley. If you weren't a castmate, if you weren't the housewife, if you didn't have these interactions with Candace, there would be no rebuttal for her to say anything. If Michael didn't insert himself in you and Candace's beef prior, there would have been nothing else for Candace to respond. Ashley says she believes it took a hit to Michael's business. If it did, hey, I understand that. So I guess we'll kind of see what comes about it. Then we fast forward on to back to Ashley really quick, because it was kind of funny to me. Sheila lights up like a kid at a candy store when she asks Ashley, are you going to invite Candace to the housewarming? Of course, Ashley says no, they haven't spoken or anything, but Sheila knows. Sheila sees it for Ashley. I think Sheila knows just as well as everybody else. Ashley and Candace's problem has always been Michael Darby. That was the root of all their issues. Ashley's trying to defend her grimy husband, or soon-to-be ex-husband, and Candace was defending herself. And so the same way with Sheila, all of her issues between her and her daughter, Michael was the catalyst. So Sheila knows. Sheila knows Candace is the winning team. So we'll take it. Next, we roll into Mia and Karen. Y'all, currently, right now, today, as it stands, Karen is one of the funniest people on reality TV to me. She is so unserious. She is hilarious. She's quick on her feet when she responds to people. Her walking up and shaking hands with Mia, classic Karen. Well, on a handshake basis, nice to meet you. As if this is their first time meeting. Like Karen said, though, in her confessional, ask Giselle how long it takes for me to get over something. Mia, you and Karen don't have the Giselle and Karen history, so baby, it's gonna be an uphill battle for you. But anyways, Mia reaches out to Karen to have a sit down in regards to Karen is still upset about the rumors that Mia spread about Karen having sex in a bathroom with some man in Vegas. Karen was pretty irate about that. Like Karen said, you're messing with my institution and I don't like that. And fair enough. I don't really think that it was that deep. I get what Karen is saying. I think at the reunion that could have been dressed, been squashed, and kept moving. For whatever reason it was not. We bring it up to the scene. But Mia apologizes. She takes ownership, like Karen said. Baby steps. I believe we can now move forward because we at least had a conversation, but it's going to take baby steps. Fast forward to Karen asking Mia, y'all, I said in my last video from my last review last week that I think Gordon was lying to Mia about stuff when it came to the business. Mia just keep putting her foot in her mouth to kind of, I don't know if that's the narrative she's trying to paint to save herself or if this is really true, but she says in this scene, she herself thought Gordon was embezzling money when they first got kicked out of the ownership of the company. If your wife, the one spending the money, the CEO, thinks that you're embezzling, it's probably not something she should have said on TV. Because even if you're not, I can trust and believe they're fixing to investigate now. Even if you weren't, trust and believe somebody's fixing to look into it now. Mia's not smart. You're not smart. You're not smart. Nene told y'all that a long time ago. That wasn't the greatest idea, Mia, but she said it. And I can't say that I disagree. I don't know if it's true or not. Allegedly, she said she thought he was embezzling money, but sounds like it. So next we get a cute little Candace scene. Candace is so cute, y'all. I love her aesthetic. her little cute petite self. She's just a cute girl. But we fast forward to her at home as she's getting her office set up. Now, y'all, I watched this episode twice, and I thought maybe, just maybe, it's me. Is Candace's office at the front door of her house? Because if you notice, when she's setting up that office and there's a black man at her door, it's only half a step from that cookout table that she had set up as a desk. So I'm curious. Is Candace's office at her front door? You know, but anyways, I digress. She's meeting with her manager in this scene, and they're discussing her moving on to a bigger label. Deep Space is doing well. The tour is doing well. Her time on this label has come up, and so now she's trying to get more access to people, resources, and things of that sort. So of course, it's time for a bigger budget. It's time for a bigger label. It's time to move on to bigger and better. Our favorite dramatic peach was mentioned in this scene. Good old Drew Sidora. Her manager was asking, you know, hey, would you like Drew to open? And Candace pretty much said, I sold out Chicago. I think everything me and Drew need to do on the music front, we've already done together. And that's that on that. Now, I did see on Twitter where Candace said there was more to that scene that was kind of cut out. Because if I'm not mistaken, at the time, that was right when the divorce stuff was announced for Drew and Ralph and all of that. So Candace probably just didn't want to taint her tour, taint her shows with the Drew info, because that was going to be bigger than the show, bigger than the music, bigger than what was going on. People are coming to see Drew, what she's going through here, what she's talking about, and things of that sort. So that part makes sense. But regardless, if you didn't want Drew to open, you don't have to have an explanation for it. You didn't want her to be the opener. Sure show. So I don't think we're going to end up getting Drew as the opener, but that's fine. I know it's only episode 2, y'all, so this is kind of expected. But I'm kind of tired of the Robin and Juan of it all. Just because, yes, they're talking. Yes, they're discussing it. But I don't think, some of it is transparent and some of it I do not think so. I am so sick of hearing both Juan and Robin both say they don't care about public opinion. They don't care what people are saying. They don't care. You wouldn't be bringing up what people are saying. You wouldn't be having this conversation with Juan to go back and tell him what the girls had said or the picture that they quote unquote painted of him if you did not care. Stop with this I do not care narrative. It's not cute, doesn't work. One, you definitely shouldn't be saying it because that's why you're in the situation you're in, because you do not care. How about we start caring? And we wouldn't be here. Then we kind of move into Juan talking about losing his job. He says he's not worried because he did everything he was supposed to in that lawsuit situation and then some. I don't know if you guys recall, but as last season was airing, towards the end of last season, Juan was hit with a lawsuit from a guy from his university who alleged that Juan had covered up some essay, read between the line, abuse that happened on campus. And so the guy had sued the campus, Juan, and the alleged coach who also participated in the activities. Shortly after that, Juan lost his job. He says it has nothing to do with the lawsuit. It has everything to do with the players winning enough games. But let's be honest, optics. We already know. Whether you are vindicated or cleared in this lawsuit or not, it looks bad. It sounds bad. They got rid of you for that. That's not a good image for the school. That's not a good image. That's not the publicity that they want to bring. So now Juan is jobless, which makes sense as to why we've seen Juan in more scenes in the last 2 episodes than we've seen him in the last 8 years. I digress. It's neither here nor there. We'll take it. But yeah, I'm gonna need a little bit more from Robin and Juan in this situation if we're gonna keep discussing it. Besides, I don't care. We as the viewers care. We as the viewers tune in for it. We as the viewers want the truth. So caring might be beneficial. Nneka. Now I've seen a lot of discourse about her, a lot of opinions, so on and so forth. I will say she came in hot. Monique Samuels Jr. with all her properties. I'm happy that Potomac, but it's going to seem kind of disproportionate, but I'm happy that Potomac has somebody with some actual wealth that's coming to the show. She has her husband who's a doctor. She's an attorney, very educated, obviously coin. She comes from generational wealth. I want y'all to have that same energy though all season that y'all have with Candace for her generational wealth. with NECA. That's it, that's all. We're not gonna praise one for, ooh, she's rich, ooh, she's this, ooh, she's that. And she specifically stated generational wealth. And then we not Candace because she's staying in her mama house. Not gonna do it. Because if we recall last season, Candace bought a house too, $2.2 million in Potomac. Crickets though, right? She's not a rich girl for that. Keep it cute. But yeah, NECA, I think she's gonna do good. Like she said, her and her husband just closed on a 5-bedroom, 5-bath, 6,000 square feet house in Potomac. So she has the Potomac zip code. Interested to see that. We also hear her talking about they of course just got married. They want to try for twins. I mean, they want to try for kids. They mentioned twins. But NECA down in these prenatal vitamins and some champagne every morning. You ate that. Have at it. What works for you. But yeah, overall, so far, I don't see anything wrong with it. I know everybody has an issue with the fact that she was introduced by Ashley. I know everybody has an issue with the fact that she's seemingly friends with the Green-Eyed Bandits outside of the show. Let the season play out. We have all these think pieces from 6-minute previews. We don't know what. NECA said all the 5 words in the group tonight. And we got all these think pieces about send her back in the mail. We don't like her, this, that. Not doing it. Not doing it. Not doing it. So let's find some new material. Let's give the girl a chance. And let's move on. So we see, next we transition into our second, the original Nigerian queen of Potomac, Miss Wendy, Dr. Wendy. Now I'm a Dr. Wendy stan. Wendy's a beautiful woman, very educated. I don't understand why every season Wendy feels like she has to come up with a new project. I don't understand why every season Wendy feels like there has to be a new business venture. Like, you have your political commentary, you wanted to do the restaurant last season, you have your candles, like every season since you've been on, it's been something new. And I thought about something. It was an interview, I think it was with Carlos King, that I watched a while back of Wendy, and she said something interesting. She said when we first met her in season 5, of course she had just had her baby. She was new to this reality thing. She was trying to figure things out. But she said in season 5, after she had her daughter, that's when she started to live for herself. Everything she did growing up was for her parents. She said that was just Nigerian culture. You had to be a doctor. You had to be a lawyer. You had to be this. You had to be that. So now she's living for herself. And I think that's why we see every year Wendy with these different business ventures. She's trying to she's trying to figure out her identity outside of her parents, outside of her family. That's kind of hard to do at almost 40 years old now, or however old Wendy is. That's hard to do at this point in your life, to try to recreate a whole different identity. So every season, she's coming up with something new. Now she wants to do a talk show. This is actually on brand for Wendy. This probably should have been her initial business venture, but it just seems like she's going into this again the same way she did the restaurant business. Not much information. She's complaining about hearing her lawnmower outside. Baby, you're at an Airbnb, not a studio. Not a podcast studio. You're going to hear lawnmowers. You're going to hear children. You're going to hear the bus, the garbage movers, everybody in between. That's where you're at. And she also says just by finding the studio itself, she's already over budget. Wendy, baby, this was the same issue with the restaurant. You didn't want to spend what it was going to take to get the restaurant open. You can't come up with these business ventures and not have the financial backing behind it. It's just not going to work. You're going to keep running into these same issues. You're going to keep running into these same problems, and then what? What is it going to be next season? What's the new business venture for season 9? You can't keep going into these things blind. This director asked you what a PA was, and you didn't even have an answer to that. There's no way you're starting a talk show and you don't have the type of answers to those questions. Those are basic questions when it comes to talk shows and anything dealing with the media. You should know that. But we'll see how it pans out. I think once we get more into this NECA and Wendy thing, Wendy not gonna have too much time on her hands anyway to be worried about no talk show. She's gonna be fighting for her life this season, from what it sounds like. So we'll see. Let's see what else we got. Y'all, Karen in this workout. Again, one of the funniest people on reality TV. Karen gets Mia, Giselle, and Ashley together for a workout. As they start the workout, Karen gets choked up as she's trying to tell the girls why she had them all gathered. um, only to tell her she has a 5% calcium buildup. Karen, what? Giselle said, how do you get rid of that? Cleaning your ears. Girl, I'm like, how you get rid of that burping? Like, a 5% calcium buildup. But you know, she's doing her lifestyle changes. She's trying to be better. She's trying to get stronger. She's trying to get wiser. And she's also trying to get Robin to apologize to her. So they go through the whole workout. Karen and Ashley and Giselle and Mia start talking. Karen and Giselle start discussing the fact that Karen brought up rumors about Robin last season that were incorrect in regards to the girl, this, that, and the fourth. Karen said maybe she does owe Robin an apology, but Robin owes her one as well. And Giselle would have to be the facilitator. Giselle agrees. Of course, sure, no problem. I could do that. So we'll see how well that works out, especially if Giselle's supposed to be the facilitator. I don't really have much hope in that situation. But, you know, we'll take it. We were also introduced to Demi and Diamond this scene, I think she said. Ashley's breast implants. Now, I'm going to say this and I'm going to leave it alone. You out here getting new titties, but in the same breath, in the next scene, you telling us you can't afford your mortgage without Michael. Them titties was your mortgage for how many months? Okay. I digress. Go ahead on, Ashley. If you're happy, if you like it, I love it. Cool. Karen then asked Ashley, has she talked to Candace? Giselle was like, I don't even know who you're talking about. Candace said Ashley texted her after the reunion, pretty much told her, don't ever speak to me again. Plead your case and your character to someone else because I'm not here for it. And that's where they currently stand. Again, like I said about the Candace and Ashley situation, they'd be great if Michael Darby was completely out of the situation. If Ashley was not married to Michael Darby when she started the show, would they probably have had spats? Absolutely, but I don't think their relationship would have deteriorated as fast as it did to the level that it did without Michael Darby involved. So of course, we get to the end of the episode and we're at Ashley's housewarming party. Everybody's there except Candace, of course. This is when the ladies first meet NECA. Pretty warm reception. We see Sharice, her and Karen match it. You know, Karen probably wanted to get naked right then and there just so she didn't have to match Sharice. She can't stand that lady. She can't stand to see that lady coming. And I don't think they'll ever see it for each other. And that's okay. For whatever reason, they won't see it for each other, and that's all right. We'll take it. Whatever we can take, whatever we can get, we'll take. But she's there. Sharice speaks. Karen says hello. They keep pushing with their matching outfits on. It was really cute. Thought it was a cute outfit. Giselle walk in with these Coronas for Ashley. I thought that was pretty funny. My problem was with Mia this scene a little bit. You went from a 5,000 square foot home that you were renting, that you put $60,000 in to renovate, to a 1,500 square foot apartment with your husband and kids, but have the nerve to comment on somebody else's 5,000 square foot home that's theirs as only cute. Mia, find somebody to play with. That's why you in the situations you in. That's why you get the karma you get. Girl, let it go. That house is cuter than your townhome. That I can guarantee. But, you know, that's it. Wendy joins the group kind of a little bit later. Y'all, Wendy in this denim look with them white boots. Chef's kiss. Wendy looks good, y'all. I don't know what she doing this season. Her hair was good. The denim was on. She walked in. She knew she looked good with her bag and her purse. Spoke to Karen and Sharice. I don't have nothing for Giselle and Mia. Wendy pulled a Giselle from last season. Tit for tat. Once Giselle makes her mind up that she don't like you or she hates you, it's a wrap. So I don't think that relationship between those two will ever go anywhere. That's where it is. Let's see how Mia and Wendy fare with each other this season based off of the drink throw last season. Like I said, NECA meets the group. She explains to them, you know, she's a lawyer. Her husband's a doctor. She's pretty above average in everything. Y'all caught that little comment and Sharice bust out laughing. I'm like, girl, you better talk it. But they seem pretty receptive of her. Now, of course, leave it to Ashley. She wants to pull Wendy to the side to talk. Y'all, Ashley pulled Wendy to the side. They sit down and have a conversation. Wendy is being so genuine, so authentic, telling Ashley, I appreciate you. I appreciate our friendship. Proud of you in this house, yada, yada, yada. I want to be able to grow deeper with you, this, and that. I just want to make sure you're not going to backstab me. For 5 minutes later, Ashley in her forehead to bring up something about Osu, these blogs, and then even the producers call Ashley out. Girl, you being messy and it don't even make sense. Like, you repeated something that wasn't accurate. You didn't relay something like Ashley always does that wasn't accurate. And then when shit hit the fan, you're going to be confused. You're going to act like you don't know what's going on. You're going to be lost in the sauce and not take any ownership for anything. And so she's explaining all of this, and now Wendy has this energy directed towards NECA that she shouldn't. Ashley is no one's friend but her own. I think Ashley's fantastic for the show. I don't necessarily agree with a lot of the stuff she does, but I think she's great for the show. But this just goes to show, like, if Wendy just explained to you what this is and how detrimental it could be and how defamatory it could be, why would you then turn around and repeat and say, oh, well, such and such brought this up and said you were a part of it, knowing that's not what was said? Why make it so divisive, and evil for no reason? Like, you're taking it to a level that it doesn't need to go to. You're putting it in the pits for no reason. Now we're going to see this steamroll and domino effect of Ashley's comments, and everybody's going to wonder why the two Nigerian girls can't get along. It's because of Ashley. It's because of Ashley. But I guess when you don't have too much business going on, you're not divorcing the man and all you got is your house, you got to mingle in somewhere else to keep that doggone champagne flute. So I'm curious to see how this pans out. I hope it gets back to Wendy somehow, some way, or even at the reunion. Wendy, like you said in that scene, I think that we're friends, but I don't want to be backstabbed. Give it up, Delicious. Ashley is not your friend. So come reunion time, be prepared to address Ashley and all the BS she put out there, and be prepared to address this scene. Because now you and NECA have started off on the wrong foot for no reason. Curious to see how it goes. Curious to see how it plays out for Ashley. Is this going to be another situation where everybody mad at everybody except Ashley? We'll see. But that's all I got for you guys this week. Like I said, it's your boy Don. See you next time.